screenplay category and is unlikely to win at the Oscars. But The White Tiger has already brought him much critical acclaim. It's been a resonant hit with audiences. It's really been helped by the powerful performances of his actors.
I'm just one who has woken up, while the rest of you are still sleeping.
BBC experts check the facts behind the stories making the headlines. Go to the BBC News website and app to answer any questions you have about the big stories of the day. Reality check. Get the facts straight.
This is BBC World News. I'm Samantha Simmons. Our top stories. A number of prominent Hong Kong activists, including the media tycoon Jimmy Lai, are handed prison sentences for participating in anti-government protests in 2019. As the crackdown continues in Myanmar, opponents of military rule announced the formation of a national unity government and its main goal.
Total and complete eradication of military dictatorship in all forms.
Please stop! Stop! Stop!
Police in Chicago released film of the moment an officer shot dead a 13-year-old boy with his hands in the air. Hello and a very warm welcome to BBC World News. A number of Hong Kong's most prominent pro-democracy activists have been handed jail sentences for organising and taking part in protest marches in 2019. They include the media tycoon Jimmy Lai, who will serve a total of 14 months in prison for participating in 2 unauthorised protests. This is the first time the 73-year-old has received a sentence for his activism, although he is already in prison awaiting trial on separate charges. Alongside Lai, Lee Choek-yan has also been sentenced to 14 months in prison, and 3 other activists will also be imprisoned. 4 defendants have been given suspended sentences, including the veteran activist Martin Lee. Today's sentences are being seen by many pro-democracy campaigners in Hong Kong not as the end of a crackdown on their activities, but as a start. Our correspondent Danny Vincent spoke to Jimmy Lai in the run-up to his imprisonment.
Billionaire, activist and a staunch critic of Beijing, Jimmy Lai is also the owner of Hong Kong's last remaining opposition newspaper. He now faces prison in a trial that has come to symbolise China's tightening grip on the city. We followed Jimmy Lai and his newspaper since he was first arrested 9 months ago, as his supporters gathered outside a police station awaiting his release. Since the introduction of the new law, Hong Kong has experienced dramatic changes. Outspoken critics, street protesters, and even journalists like me are under increased pressure.
Come here! Okay! Come here! I'm investigating you! Okay!
After his release on bail, we met Jimmy Lai in his mansion home.
Do you think about the contrast between this and the prospects of living
In prison. This is just living my life peacefully. But if I'm in jail, I'm living my life meaningfully.
because you must fear some things for your family, for Hong Kong, for your loved ones?
Hello, Liana. Just unmute yourself, unmute your microphone and say hello to me.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you fine. So how are you today?
It's pretty well, but now I had a problem, a little problem. I didn't, I couldn't find my power to my phone. I thought I can't, I can't take part in this conference, but that's okay now.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's not a problem. You know that almost every student will tell me that his cell phone doesn't work, he's got poor connection, he has no internet, he has no microphone, whatever. So that's not a problem, absolutely. And so this is excellent that you are here and you talk very good. Thank you so much. So what is new? Just tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? So which grade do you go to? What you've been doing lately? Just tell me a little bit because I know nothing. If you have any questions to me, just ask me. Right now you are alone. Maybe some people will show up later because somebody just wrote me that they will not come to the class tonight, but that doesn't matter. It's even better if you are alone. Okay, so tell me about yourself.
Okay, so currently I live in St. Petersburg.
Okay.
I in 10th grade, and the exams which I'm going to pass is are English, literature, and Russian. I like to be interpreter or translator. Because of it, I really need to practice my English and my oral speech need to be in the more high, to be higher level, I think, than I have.
Yeah, so that's very good. I understand you. So you said that the first question is that you said that currently you are in St. Petersburg. So previously, where are you from? Before St. Petersburg, where did you live?
For 16 years, I had been living in Siberia, in not too famous town. It was in Novokuznetsk.
Okay, yeah, but why you say that? It's pretty popular. I know this name. You know that where I live right now, they have the connecting train, which is Novokuznetsk, Kislovodsk. It's just so that's why I know the name of the city. Okay, very good. Why did you move to St. Petersburg?
Here are more opportunities to development. First of all, there are many institutions where I can get higher education. It's really important to me now.
Okay. And how about your parents? Did they also move together with you?
Of course, yes. My mom did it. Did it especially for me, and also she didn't like that town, Kuznetsk. It's enough dirty. Because of it, we decided to move here.
Okay, yeah, I understand. Very good. So, and now tell me a little bit about your background in English. So, how did you start in the first place learning English, and just a little bit of this history? I mean, connecting with the language. How did you learn your English?
I've studied, I think, like the most a lot of others students in the school. I didn't think that English will be the big part of my life, and I thought it was one of the common lessons of school. But in ninth grade, I thought that English is that I'm really interested in languages, and English, as I thought, is, and as I think now, the most important lesson in the school, because it bring many opportunities in modern life. And I decided to develop my skills, and now I learn English not only in school. I try to spend my free time to practice it, training, tests, and many others.
Okay, so how do you practice your speaking part?
I have no speaking partner, because there are not many students in my class, in my school, who also wanted to pass English exam. But I have an phone app where I can speak with foreigners.
What's the name of the application?
His name is Luke.
He's about the foreigner. I'm asking about the name of the application, the app.
Okay. It's Hello Talk. Do you know?
Say it again.
Hello Talk.
Oh, okay. And it's on your cell phone, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Oriana, I'm very sorry, because we have another person visiting with us, and this is Mark. And I want you to get to know Mark. Just talk to each other, please. Hello, Mark.
Hello, yeah, hello, Vladimir.
Just talk to Oriana.
Yeah, so if you don't mind, I'll be the first. So, Ilyana, hello. As far as I remember, it's your first time here, right? So let me introduce myself a bit. My name is Mark. I'm 14 years old. Surprisingly, I'm going to the 7th grade instead of 8th, and I live in Perm. In addition, I would say that I've been practicing English for about 8 years already, coming to 8.5. What about you?
You have a good pronunciation.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm doubting my English now. I'm 16 years old now. I've already said it, and I'm in 10th grade already now. That I live in St. Petersburg. What can I say else? And I'm going to pass English because I'd like to be interpreter in the future. Because of it, English take the big part of my life.
Yeah, I see a point. Well, you know, when I was really young, when I started this way in devouring English language, generally, you know, this language and yeah, the language itself, it was just, and the ideas, that is my main goal, that is going to be really useful, they were just imposed on me. But now I truly understand that the usefulness of English right now is just beyond any price. And I really appreciate that my parents, they forced me to start learning English. And, you know, I'm still trying to reach something, reach bigger goals each day, each hour, each minute, just to be better. So that's all. That's, you know, that's my, I told a bit of my history of learning English.
Okay, guys, just wait a second. As always, you know, just a couple of comments. First of all, to Uliana, Uliana, you know that we usually take an exam, when you are successful, only after that you can say that you passed an exam. So when you say I will pass the exam, nobody knows for sure. You will take the exam, you will sit the exam, okay? But yeah, hopefully, and we will keep our fingers crossed so that you will pass. But anything can happen. Sorry about that. And lots of people, they just fail the exam. So you see, that's the vocabulary about the exam. To take an exam, to pass an exam, then to sit an exam, then to fail an exam, and then teachers, they administer the exams. Okay. So do you understand that?
Yes, thank you very much. It's important information for me.
That Mark is kind of a regular visitor, and so he knows that almost every class I just explained the same thing. I have no idea why, but you guys, you just like it to say I pass an exam. Yeah, hopefully you will. But anyway, and so then to Mark, when you say that my parents forced me, that's too strong, I would say. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a correct sentence. That's correct grammar. But you know that I don't think that your parents are that pushy, that bossy over you. I think that they just love you, and so maybe you can say that my parents encouraged me. If you don't mind, my parents encouraged me. Okay, if you don't mind.
Yeah, already. Well, if it's, sounds really sharp and rude, well, let's just say imposed. Yeah.
Yeah, what did you say?
I mean, the word impose in Russia. Oh, well, I believe you know how it's translated.
Yeah, I know the word impose, and it doesn't work also. My parents encouraged me. This is how we say it in English usually. So just use it encouraged, and you will be on the safe side. Because forced and imposed on me, that's too much. But anyway, so you know that first of all, Uliana and Mark, before you came, and I have no idea, Irina wrote that she's not available tonight, and I have no idea about who was the previous class, Masha, or was it Masha, right? Mark.
Yeah, also, Vladimir, I'm terribly sorry that I haven't visited the previous class.
Oh, okay. You were not present. Yeah, Masha was, and you remember Masha. So I have no idea why she's missing the class, but that's not a problem, absolutely. So before you came to tonight, I mean, Mark, we were talking, and Uliana shared with me that she uses the application in her cell phone, which is called Hello Talk. That application helps her, because her English is pretty good, helps her to talk with foreigners. And she mentioned the guy whose name is Luke. So I just a question to you, Uliana. What kind of a guy is Luke, and how old is he, and which country is he from?
He's the Irish person. He's from Irish, and he said that he would like to help me with my English. We usually talk on different themes and shared different pictures, videos about our lives, and also even I don't feel that it's an English practice. I talk with him like a really pen friend, and it's convenient because I
Okay, yeah.
I know about his culture of his country, and it's really interesting.
Okay, yeah, I understand. So, but I asked you, how old is he?
How old? He's 16 years old, as I know.
Wow, good. That's good. Excellent. 16 years old. Very good. So, and you said that he is Irish. That means that he is from Ireland. Ireland. Yeah, yeah. But you said something like he's from Irish or something, Ireland. Okay. Which city in Ireland? You have no idea?
He lives in in town, as I know. He lives in the country.
In the village.
It's nearly the main town of Ireland.
And what is
Cork, the main the nearest town to his country is the Cork, but he didn't live there. He lived
what did you say the name of the town?
Cork. Cork.
Okay, yeah, I understand. So because the main city, what is the main city of Ireland?
I try to understand. Oh, to remember.
Mark, what is the main city of Ireland?
The main city of Ireland.
Yeah, this is the stuff you are supposed to.
Dublin or Dublin. I don't really remember.
Yes, Dublin. Yeah, Dublin.
Yeah, already.
But you know that Dublin is for the Republic of Ireland, but we still have the Northern Ireland, which is part of Great Britain, if you remember. Do you remember that? I will just show it to you on the map. Just wait a second. So map of the UK. Okay. So right now you will have a look. Yeah. So that's the map of the UK. I have no idea if you can see my screen. Yeah, I will share the screen. So can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you see the map?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is the Republic of Ireland. That's the Republic of Ireland. This is not the part of Great Britain. And the capital of this country is Dublin. It says in here in another map. That's the capital city of this country of the Republic of Ireland is Dublin. But Northern Ireland is one of the countries which belongs to the United Kingdom, as Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales, and England. And so what is the capital city of Northern Ireland?
Oh, Belfast, no?
Yes,
Misplaced?
it's Belfast. And then
oh, yes.
Let's remember the capital city of Scotland is
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh. The capital city of Wales is
Cardiff.
Cardiff, and the capital city of England is
yeah, it's just London.
Just London. Yeah. All right. We just revised this a little bit. So very good, Uliana. Thank you for sharing. And now back to our class. Now, as always, first of all, maybe Uliana, you have, or Mark, you have any questions to me? You want to know something from me? Because, you know, you introduced yourself and probably you want me to say something, or you want me to ask about myself. If not, we can move on. Just if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
When I decided to take part here, I don't know who are you, sorry, but I'd like to ask you, are you teacher?
Yeah.
And teacher in just a school or in university?
You know, right now I'm a retired, of course, a retired teacher, because this year I'm turning 66. Right now I'm 65. But I've been working as a teacher, let's say, in a high school, like in a secondary school, for maybe some 40 years. And then I also, right now, I'm working as a private tutor, online teacher for students who just hire me. So any other questions?
These lessons which where we taking part. Is why did you decide to do this? Is it for free, for just like a hobby, or to help different students around the world in
Well,
Russian?
first of all, it's just a promotion. If you understand the word promotion, it's an
Yes.
advertisement for me. Because we started this this kind of classes in the year 2012. So it's already 10 years now that I've been doing this kind of classes every Friday. Some Fridays I was on the business trip, or you know, I just missed some of them. But anyway, if you go to my YouTube channel, you will see that there are already something more than 350 classes already recorded, and this class is also being recorded right now and will be uploaded on the internet on YouTube. Okay. Any other things you want to know?
Thank you. It's really interesting. I'd like to I'd like to know about this kind of spending time, and thank you that you do it.
Okay, that's my pleasure. All right, and then usually before we have, like you said, you have topics for discussion with Luke. Before we discuss this topic, which I was thinking, usually students have some big questions to discuss. We call it big questions. It's just, you know, those were the questions, let's say, previously. The questions were, for example, why students from secondary schools in nowadays do not read the books like War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy, or another big question was, let's say, why students do not like to take part in any kind of class events in their school. When it takes some getting prepared for these events, they do not like it, and so on. So my questions were also big, like, you know, have you ever been homeless, or something like that. So absolutely different topics. You can just think of anything which just is on your mind, which you want to clear up, which you want to discuss. That's up to you. And Mark, you can always join us as always if you have any big questions. Okay.
Yeah, I have one question to Uliana.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you please tell me a bit how the Hello Talk works, because I want to try it too. And have you ever tried another platforms? I mean, you know, related to social media?
I didn't try another platform because Hello Talk is convenient for me. It's just like a social networks like Facebook or Contact, but you can find different people from other countries, and write them also. They can write you, and if you don't want to talk with him, you just can tell them, because there are many students who also want to learn foreign languages. Also, there are many people who learn Russian, and you can learn with him English or other language which you can, or yes, which you want, and he also want to practice Russian with you.
Wow, that's cool. You know, we're if you know, if it's possible to call like that, we're making a kind of cultural exchange. I don't know. Seems like that.
What do you mean? just didn't get. I was just thinking about something else. Just can you...
Yeah, I mean, Vladimir, I mean, when we're making a kind of cultural exchange when I'm trying to learn English and is a kind of response. The other guy is trying to learn Russian and he's an expert in English and I'm an expert in Russian. That's the thing.
Okay, yeah, I understand. All right. So the question from me, and then we will talk about the topic which is supposed to be taken for today, which I was just, I prepared. So, you know that once we talked about, have you ever been homeless? If you remember that, because, you know, you guys, you take everything for granted. You just think that, hey, we have moms and we have dads and everything is just cool because they have homes, they have, they provide everything for our life and so on. And so that is why we talked once about how people become homeless. Then later, you know, this week there was an article about a pretty popular professor of psychology who was, you know, who was just giving lectures extremely popular on YouTube about how to be healthy. And all of a sudden, he himself, this professor, got very sick, and his wife got cancer, and his daughter got very sick. And so, you know, that his audience, he was just expecting that his audience will just stop socializing with him, just, you know, mock him for everything that he preached. He taught what he didn't preach. So anyway, in his, but then he recovered and his fans just supported him. But in his presentation, he mentioned that in the year, let's say 1890, there were a lot of hungry people everywhere in the world. So the question to you is, have you ever been hungry?
Uliana, you want to be the first?
I'd like to, if you want to tell,
yeah,
if you want to tell from me, you can start it because
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you know, I'm just trying to be polite.
Yeah, you know, that's the usual way. When Mark doesn't know what to say, he usually does this thing, ladies first. You know, so that's explainable. But anyway, you can a little bit, but I know that this is real hard to answer the questions like that, but these questions are real life questions. And you know that do not expect from me something really easy, really kind, you know, or something. It's tough. It's a tough question because life is tough, and nobody teaches you that life is tough, and you take everything for granted. So that is why I'm asking the questions like that, because it will make you think a little bit. Okay, go ahead.
So alrighty, let's then start. Yeah, the situation, if it happens to me again, is gonna be really familiar for me, because I had once that kind of situation in my life when my parents went away for 2 days, something about that, and they left me the keys from our flat. And you know what? Yeah, I lost them. And yeah, I lost them and I could not get home. The door was just shut down. I mean, closed, sorry. And I didn't know what to do. Fortunately, I had my phone. It was really, really low battery, but still did not run out of that. I phoned my friend. I explained me how it was. And he said, alrighty, let's just come to my place. Then we will see. And I spent 2 days at his place. And then my parents came back. They did not find me at home. And then I phoned them and said that that kind of situation happened to me. Fortunately, there was not kind of dispute between us. We dealt with that, they understood me, and they forgave me.
Okay. Uliana, you want to share something?
I even don't I even don't know to say after you. I just can say that nowadays, when we moved to we have moved to St. Petersburg in September, and I have only mom with me, and only she works. Because of it, we have not the big salary. She has not big salary, but it's a normal. We have normal level of life, but today we need to. We have no our own flat apartments. We paid for it, and today we have no enough money to avoid to buy all we want. Because of it, we need to buy only things that we need today's. But I think it's not the big problem.
Okay, yeah, I got you. I understand, and you know, it's not about somebody being sorry or being embarrassed or ashamed. No, it's not about that. So what you say, we pay for the flat or apartment. Flat is British, you know, and you talk to Luke, and Luke speaks British English, but mostly in the world we speak American English, and in American English we do not use the word flat. We use the word an apartment. So you rent a flat right now, okay? You understand that?
Yes, thank
you. Good. So, but you know that the problem is that, as you said, that you guys, you take everything for granted. You take, and that's a good phrase, you take everything for granted. So the meaning is that like it is always there and it will always be there. Like food, you think what it means to take everything for granted. You think everything will be there for you. Like, you know, food will be always there for you, and all of the other stuff. But, you know, life is not like that. So you can have all kinds of bad stuff happening, and that's not a problem. Like, you know, can you imagine your life without electricity, like, let's say for 2 or 3 days? Is it possible to live without electricity for 2 or 3 days?
2 or 3 days, it's not a great problem.
But still, you know, already.
That's
Go on.
I just say that it's not a problem. There are many. If person know what he need to do, he will find activities which he can did without electricity, and it's not a big problem, I think.
Mark?
Yeah, what do you would say?
Yeah, you know, let me jump in here. So I would rather say, yeah, in fact, it's possible to spend 3 or 2 and even more days without electricity, but there is one issue interferes that fact. If you have any additional power supplies, I mean sources of power supplies, because, you know, things like electricity, and especially electricity, they became vital parts of people's lives nowadays, because all modern technologies, all social web, and etc., they're based on using electricity in effect.
Yeah, but you know, just electricity, it was only a fact, and I will just enumerate, I will just give you the list. So electricity is number one. Another thing is natural gas. You have your cooker or gas stove or whatever you call it in your kitchen, which uses natural gas. That's another thing which the supply of that can be cut off also. Or you can think about water supply. How long can you live without water supply? Or like Mark, you said, and here is the question just from your comment. So if and it's absolutely real if the internet is being cut off. So what would you do without the internet? And it's possible. Like think about China; they do not have the internet. I mean, the real thing which we consider to be the internet. In China, they do not have it. So if we do not have the internet, what will you do? So you choose to talk about natural gas, without water supply, or without the internet. So as I said, you guys, you take everything for granted. It's just, it will always be there for you and so on. So.
Yeah, that's true.
So you will live without the internet? It's possible, like you said, if no electricity, then it's not possible.
No, I mean, yeah, I'm sorry, I was a bit incorrect. I mean, in fact, again, that's possible, but on the other side of the coin, that's going to be really, really tough and hard to, you know, to just proceed your life without things you were constantly using before.
Okay. All right, Rihanna?
I think I can imagine the life without internet, but as for me, especially for me, internet is not only a thing to waste my time. I use internet to study, also to also to earn. It's just my part-time job. I'm knitting toys, and I talk with people from around the world. Because of it, internet have special time or have special part in my life, and I would try to develop here. But also, I think people need to remember about that internet. It's not natural. If something would happen in the future and internet won't work, we need to remember about it right now, what we will do.
Correct.
In this situation.
And so that's one of the ways out is just, you know, for example, here you go. Oh my goodness, because of, yeah. Right now you can see it. So real book. I think that you haven't seen the real book for many years, right?
No, I really like paper books. I have a small library. I also prefer to read paper books and buy textbooks to prepare to my exams. I study not only in internet.
Yeah. So rounding up this part of the discussion, what I wanted to say is that you know, the only thing is that you guys you take it for granted, but when it happens, and as I said, everything might happen. Like the electricity might be, the power might be cut off, then the water supply might be cut off, and it happened in my life. Yeah, you know that the war can be, you know, the war even. It's also possible. Why I'm saying about that? Because you know that the previous year was this kind of a COVID stuff, and you know, first of all, it started like panicking. Everybody was in panic. You remember that everybody went to the stores to buy this sugar, to buy cereals, to buy all kinds of food to make a supply, or, you know, in America, it was toilet paper and so on and so forth. But then later, people just managed, people just survived. So the point which I'm making here is that you have to get prepared mentally, and everything is going to be fine. But there is another point why I raised up this issue, because, you know, most of these problems is very close to your essays. Usually, you know, that the essays will have some kind of the statement like, what would you do if? You know, and usually you have to make a presentation of both sides, the positive and the negative side, and then make a balance. So do not forget about that when you talk, that this will be very necessary for you when you are getting prepared for writing an essay. Okay, any comments here? Because we still have only 3 minutes to go, and then there will be the end of the class. And I just remind Uliana that the class will finish without any warning. I will not tell you just goodbye before the end of the class, because they will just cut off the electricity. They will just stop. I mean, the hosts of the providers, they will stop just streaming the class, and that's it. Okay, any comments here?
Yeah, for me, pretty clarified.
Okay, all right. And now the topic which we talked the previous class, I just want you, you know, that we will not have, just let me share the screen. We will not have enough time to discuss the whole thing, but if you remember, that was the question about the ecology and the environmental issues. So lots of vocabulary here, which I want you to know this vocabulary. Like, for example, if you have a look at this kind of a very small picture, you can see that this is the explanation of the global warming, how it goes. So like, for example, this is the sun, and the sun gives the ultraviolet radiation, okay? And this is the ozone layer. So the ultraviolet radiation goes through this ozone layer to the earth. But then the earth has these CFCs, and these are the gases, and the explanation of these gases is also given here. It's chlorofluorocarbons, which are used in refrigerators, aerosol cans, and in the manufacture of some plastic products. CFCs, that's another word which you need to know. So they just prevent from this rays of sun go back. And so that is why we have a warmer and warmer climate around the earth, okay? So any comments here? Because this is one of the topics for your